Okay, let me see if I'm live or not. Let me check on the computer really quick. We're gonna do a live stream today. It's Saturday evening. Let me see if I'm alive. It's Saturday evening. Let me see if I'm alive. I'm definitely live. The only problem is the video quality is 720p. What the hell is going on? Why is it 2070p? I hate that. 70p. I hate that. Oh my god, I can hear myself. That's kind of annoying. I don't know why the quality is so shit. Let me Google that. Why is the quality from the phone only in 720p? Let me see. Chat. So I can actually see what you're chatting, because I'm looking at the camera but I don't see what's on the back end. Let me just open the Google and let me search for why I only can live stream in 720p. YouTube live stream only 720p. Oh, oops. What's going on? From iPhone? Is that what I need to search for? I don't know, guys. I think it's just streaming from the iPhone. All I can get is 720p. I have no idea what's going on with that. That's kind of super annoying, to be honest. Anyway, we're gonna just stay a bit on live, and we're just gonna stream it and see how it goes. Looking at myself, I've seen that the quality is rather shit. I have to admit that. I wish I could fix that. I wish I could fix that. I wish I could. No, I will continue to search for a bit longer, because I want to find out why YouTube iPhone app live stream max resolution 720p. YouTube app. Okay, let me see if I can fix this then. This is for Android. That's stupid. How to set the default phone and tablet? No, that's not what I want. God. I'm sorry, I'm rambling here to myself. I just tried to figure out why it only allows me to film in 720p while I'm definitely using the back end camera, not the front end camera. It's just... Is it because with the Wi-Fi signal? Let me really quick that. I'm gonna check that really quick, because I just want to have a higher resolution than I have now, because it's kind of shit. So I'm gonna check that and gonna be back in a second. Oh, we're still live. What's going on? We're still live? Oh my god, we're still alive apparently. Well, I did put on the camera. Oh my god, I'm such an amateur. I don't know what's going on, YouTube app. I'm looking at the thing and think, oh wait, am I still making a video? God, let me check again. No, maybe this is a bit better. At least we have some light now. Is that gonna help make any difference? That makes a bit of a difference. That makes a bit of a difference. Okay, that makes a bit of a difference. Is the audio still working? It's a bit of a difference. God, I don't know how to fix it. Wow, I have to say that light is super bright. It really actually hurt my eyes. Woo! I'm gonna bag of nuts here. Anyway, enough messed around. We are now live. We're good to go. So, this is the unannounced live chat. So I want to do this on a weekly basis. We're gonna just have a live chat. Not only play the video games or make the other videos, we're also gonna have the live chats because I enjoy doing that and having fun and talking to you guys. Damn, that light is bright. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Cheers, guys. On to the weekend. This is non-alcoholic, lightly sparkled black currant drink. I'm blinded by the LED of my phone. Okay. Oh man, the light is super bright. Jesus Christ. God, that light is hurting my eyes so bad. Maybe it's not so good idea to turn on that flashlight. Oh my god. Jesus. Yeah, so damn, this light is extreme. That light is extreme. I'm gonna fabricate something here. Can I do that? I should have gotten my nice stuff out here. My nice video stuff. But it's all live, it doesn't matter, it's live. It's made by humans. Okay, it's gonna drop off the thing, right? Not. That's ever so slightly better. This is ever so slightly better. Okay, cool. So, nice. We got it set up. Now I'm gonna just share it on Facebook and wherever you want to share it on. That's the wrong Facebook. Which Facebook? Come on, give me a login account. So we're gonna talk about lightsabers and stuff like that today, and or maybe something else that you just want to bring up. I mean, I'm open for any type of questions or things. Join and say hi. Okay, and sharing group, vault, and we're gonna share it in the lead group and lead, and we're gonna share it in the lightsaber club, the best lightsaber group of them all. Cool. Bada bing, bada boom. Damn, the light is super extreme, bright in my face. It's actually not funny. It's really painful. I'm still waiting to get some funding so I can buy this little control box that I need for my actual high definition camera, so I can make much better footage. I have this whole lightning setup as well with tripods and whatnot. Next time. Once I have the money to fund that, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put this one here, so I have some real estate on my phone, or on my computer, to actually browse the internet, so I can look at shit. If you guys have like any suggestions, hey, check out this or that, let me know, and feel free to ask me any questions you would like to know. So opening this a bit bigger. Here we go. So boom. Oh. So in a few short moments, well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. A bit later today, we have the unboxing of the Saber Force Unleashed, and hopefully you guys gonna like that. I'm stoked for that. I think it's a really cool lightsaber, and I'm going to the paces now. Like, I'm looking now at the lightsaber and trying it out and seeing if there's any issues that I can find with it, and I will definitely report on that. So far I had a minor few things that I noticed with this particular lightsaber. So I'm gonna definitely mention that once that is the time for it. Um, but so far, I also have to say it's a pretty darn cool lightsaber. It's pretty awesome. Excuse me. Excuse me for my language. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It's right in front of me. I actually don't want to show it yet, for the reason that I want to keep it a bit of a surprise for after the unboxing. But it's a really cool lightsaber. I've been playing it with it all day long today and yesterday evening, and it's a really cool piece of yeah of equipment from Saberforge. I think Saberforge did a good job with this particular hilt. So so today we're gonna also discuss a little bit about the content on the channel, and there's some cool stuff. So I want to bring that up. Hopefully you guys like to talk about it while I'm browsing to whatever I'm seeing here. I see all kinds of stuff, all interesting stuff on Facebook. Let me see. So we're locked in, right? Yeah. Okay, let me just open this one. I'm just gonna wait till some people are joining in and start to ask stupid questions. Any questions will do. Let me see. Gotta share it. So I'm happy it's weekend. I'm really happy it's weekend. I had a bit of a rough time at work, and I was like, yeah, I need to have my weekend. I need to have my weekends. It's like you guys know that feeling like, oh my god, I wish I had my weekends. Now I finally got it, and I'm super happy with it. I already started rambling. I'm actually super keen on trying another video where I do 10 shots and then 10 lightsabers and then get super drunk again. Maybe instead of 10 lightsabers I do 10 toys. I can do that as well. So yeah, we're gonna find something. We're gonna find some stuff to make myself making stupid life decisions and get drunk on camera and put it on YouTube. Because why not? I'm also actually debating if I should do another gaming live stream tonight, but then again, having done 3 live streams on the same day, that's a pretty crazy thing to do. I had to say, I had a power outage this earlier this morning, and I was doing a live stream, and I was playing SWOTOR, and completely, boom, suddenly out of nowhere, the power was gone. So that broke the day a bit, but it is what it is. Yeah, oh well. What can you can't do anything about that, but it was a little bit annoying, to say the least, that I suddenly was out of the air. It also completely rebooted my computer, which I'm a bit scared of, because if this thing breaks, I can't make my videos anymore. I can't edit videos and whatnot, so I will be in a big pickle. Luckily, it's all good, and yeah, that's it. My son finally to bed. Oh my god, he was kind of naughty today. He's a very good boy, but he was a bit naughty today. He was all over the place. Like, he wants to be really in those streams and want to play together. But again, he's 7 years old, so he doesn't know when to stop. LJWX2401 says, yo, what's popping? I'm popping multiple things. I'm popping a Rebelchumps into my throat. Well, gonna completely obliterate a box of nuts here. Nothing much to snack here around, so that's it. That's kind of cool. Anyway, I don't want to get super fat. Let me get the comfy chair out so I can put my feet out and be super comfortable, lay back, relaxed, hanging out here with my bros together. Yeah, I'm sorry the stream is in 720p. I cannot fix it on the iPhone, so I need to wait till I get this adapter for my camera, and then I can stream in 4K, which will be super duper much better than this poopy quality. But I mean, I think it has to do with the fact that this phone is now streaming by the Wi-Fi, and I think that limits a bit of how much I can upload in terms of the resolution. But still a bit shit. Anyway, I hope you guys like the new Star Wars videos I made, the lore videos from Darth Maul and from Starkiller. It's really the content I like to make, so I'm gonna make a lot more of those videos. But it's also gonna depend a bit if they're gonna if they're gonna be liked by you guys, if you guys enjoy them. And if you have any tips, like say, yeah, I like the video, I like the idea, I like the material, but you should be doing add this or that, you should be changing this. Let me know in the comments. Even if you watch this offline after the live stream has ended, just let me know in the comments what you would like to see back in those lore videos, because I want to make them as rich as possible with the most possible information that is valid for the subject, and it is it has replay value, so you can watch it back over time and it doesn't really age or it's getting outdated or something, or it's missing stuff. I want to make it as rich as possible. This is a Q&A. What's your favorite saber that you would own or would like to own? Okay, that's a good question. My favorite saber that I have owned or would like to own, I would say that was the Vader's Fault Hero. I don't own it anymore, but that's a different. That's a painful subject. But that was my favorite saber that I've owned so far. In terms of a saber that I really want to have, that's actually a good question. There's many that I want, of course. There's many. Unlimited amount of lightsabers that I want to have. But if it really comes down to a lightsaber that I really want to own, but it's probably never gonna happen because it's too costly, too expensive, I have to think really good. Now I have to think really good about that. Shit. I don't know, I have to think about it. I'll come back to that question a bit. Butterboy says, how many fingers do you have? I have 4 fingers on my left hand and I have 6 fingers on my right hand. So I think, geez, you know what? I think it's something like a saber from Row sabers, something that has like a removable crystal, like the Graflex from Row sabers, the one that we all see in the scammer videos where they sell those $30 lightsaber scam thingies. You can remove the crystal, you have this brass chamber, and you have all these intricate parts that can open and rotating and moving, something like that. That's beautiful, but it's like 10,000 US dollar or something like that. It's crazy. But yeah, that would be the ultimate lightsaber that I would like to own, like a really decked out Graflex, internally and externally. I'm looking at this light. I shouldn't do that. Sorry guys, I'm getting super blind of that light. I see a black spot in my eyes. I have a Corbin Graflex 3.0 and ESB configuration. It's the favorite of all time. Yep, ESB is it. Where's that? I agree. The Empire Strikes Back variant is to me also the best variant. It just looks the best, and yeah, I do hope soon to have my Corbin 3.0 kit, and then I do a review on that, and that will also have the yeah, I will try to bring it to the highest possible level by building it myself. I'm looking at sorry, I'm looking at the computer screen instead of you guys at the moment. It's just that LED light on the camera is so bright, I actually see like a black spot in my eyes. It's painful as hell. Maybe I just should put something on it there. Let me see if I... Damn it, I don't have anything here I can stick on it. Let me just turn it off for a second because it's gonna kill me. Oh shit. Okay, let me see, guys. Sorry, 1 second. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Cancel. Gosh, where's it? Where's this thing? Disable flash. Oh yes. Oh my god. Okay. What's this? Oh my god. Oh my god. Ooh. 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 Oh cool. Yeah, we're gonna add this one. We're gonna add Sting to it. Okay, let me put it back on this Stingy. It's all live, guys. This is all professional live. I mean, you can't get it more raw than this. If you like it urban, this must be your bee's knees. This is the most ghetto live stream you'll ever see in your life. But I can watch it, you guys, again. That LED on, it was a mistake. I should have never done that. I'm really sorry. So this is way better. This is way better. Yes, awesome. So now I can chill out and talk to you guys. Yep. So here we go. Boom. Woo. Oh, this is way better. Oh my god. I have to say, one of the lightsabers that is a really pleasant surprise to me is the is this lightsaber that is exactly next to me. I will show it. You will see the unboxing video in I think within a few hours. It will be up. It's the Saber Force Unleashed unboxing video. The Starkiller lightsaber. Now I have it. I actually own it. It's pretty darn cool. Now I have to say it's very awkward to handle though. It's definitely not a two-hander. It just doesn't feel nice in the hand to wear two hands. But as a one-hander, it's pretty good. It's pretty solid. I like it. It's a pretty unique design. It's not sensical. It's nonsensical. But then again, it's about a Star Wars universe where you have space aliens and all kinds of weird shit going on. So it doesn't have to make sense. It's a fantasy. It's fine. And that is something I'm now stepping across over. I'm stepping the hurdle. I'm over that now. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't have to make sense. It's just about me and my fantasy, right? So that's kind of cool. Yeah. Wow. By the way, Butter, where did your fascination or question come from about my fingers? How many fingers I have? That's a random question. I like that question though. Well, that was random. Yeah, I like that one. That's a keeper. Okay. Oh, I see that we're getting some more views on some of the videos now. Awesome. Yeah, I see the lore videos actually now start to attract a little bit more views, so that's cool. I'm really happy to see that, because that's gonna mean that I'm gonna really focus on making a lot of those lore videos, because man, they're so fun to make. There's a lot of creativity that I can input there, like how I want to have, what kind of information I'm gonna do the narration, what kind of pictures or videos I'm gonna slide into together, how I bring the message that I want into a picture and or a video, how can I bring it across and all that stuff, and then the editing and make it better and better with each video. I really dig that, because I can really work on the editing skill sets and grow at that. Next question is from LJW again. He said, what are your opinions on the core bands LS Going and the Obi-Wan K4 kits? Well, I didn't review them yet. They will be be shipped out to me very soon, and I will review them. But for... Oh, thank you. Yes, I will definitely keep my language. I sometimes slip a bit of a bad word in there. I'm really sorry. I'm very conscious about it, especially now in the present with my son as well. Like sometimes, oops, I slipped out this bad word. I'm working on that. I'm working on that. I try to be the best dad that I can be as well, and I don't want to have a channel with swearing because swearing is not per se necessary. Anyway, I didn't review those lightsabers yet, but I did hear some mixed feelings and responses about the LS6 going. Oh, awesome! Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you very much. I'm just very mindful as well because I want to make sure that it's kid friendly to watch as well. So I think that's really important because sometimes it's easy to forget that with this kind of subjects, with this hobby, you will reach a lot of people from different ages, and it's not just the adult collectors, and that's why I want to be mindful because I want to, yeah, I don't want to bring any bad stuff to the table. But yeah, the LS6 going, I heard some complaints about the doors not lining up properly and some other stuff related to the finish of the hilts. But then again, these are core band hilts, so they're relatively inexpensive, but you get a whole bunch of lightsaber. You get a very nice product that is maybe at 80%. You just have to tinker the last 20% and you have an amazing piece. Could be a museum piece. Really good stuff. Trevor said, thanks for your product reviews and thank you for keeping objective. Love the passion you have for the very nice niche hobby. Yep, thank you very much. Yeah, it's well, the funny thing is, it's the online lightsaber community that's niche. The actual girls and boys that are really into lightsabers or custom lightsabers, the actual hobby itself is quite broad. It's from across the board, it's quite broad, and both Ultra Sabers and Saberforce making at least million of US dollar a year, at least a 1 million US dollar a year. And you can actually, I should do that once in a video, you can actually request the revenues of each company every year. In the US there's some way to request that for every company. You can see what their revenue was for the year, and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna show you guys how much money there's actually in this hobby and how many stuff people are buying, and it's insane. Actually, a good example was on Facebook we have those scams, right? There you pay $30 for 7 color changing lightsaber, and they show either Shamim, or they show an high-end lightsaber, or they show an Hasbro Black Series lightsaber. There was a thread on one of the forums today, I forgot their name. At least 10 to 15 people posted their pictures and saying it was a scam. So you can imagine how many people are buying these kind of lightsabers because they like lightsabers, but they're not vocal on either the Facebook groups or whatnot. There were at least 15 people there that were actually of a active active Star Wars related group. So you can imagine that how broad that community is actually as a whole, as a hobby. It's really big. It's much bigger than what we see on the forums, on the Facebook groups. Is it Jeffrey, right? Joffrey? Sorry, Joffrey. What do you want to see in the next year hit? What do you want to see in the next year hit the market in terms of features? What is some things you want to see evolve? Bluetooth, Rise, wireless charging, anything? That's a good question. So what I like to see is, I'm a big sucker for lightsabers that have everything. But I think maybe the more lightsabers you handle or touch or feel or see, the more you crave for something that has certain things. Like now, I really want to have lightsabers that have both the exterior that looks fantastic, but interior it has to have the mechanical parts of a lightsaber. I love crystal chambers now. I love, for example, with Saberforce, I think they do a good job with the lock system, unlock, twist, and unlock the two halves of the lightsaber to reveal the crystal chamber. And it has like a nice quartz crystal, it has this chamber, it has those details. And then, for example, if you take, we talked about the Corband LS6 going. If you have, for example, parts that could open up from the exterior, like a maintenance hatch on the lightsaber, or little parts like shrouds that you can take off to reveal like an intricate circuitry of the lightsaber. I want the lightsabers not just to be pretty from the outside. I actually want to be able to take it apart as if it was a real lightsaber with actual real lightsaber parts. And I think a crystal is gonna be fundamental for every lightsaber to be part of the actual product going forward. That is what I want to see eventually in every lightsaber. Otherwise it just feels like a metal hilt with electronics inside, and it's just still a bit of a glorified flashlight. But if it has like a crystal chamber, etc., it brings that immersion much more to you. So I want to see much more of that. Wireless charging is a very good idea. I think wireless charging would be awesome. No more exterior ports. For example, you can take out a portion of the lightsaber, let's say a bottom portion or something, that contains like the soundboard with a recharge thingy, I don't know what it is, and then of course the speaker, just a small portion of the lightsaber, and you put it on the recharge port, and you maybe have a second one you can pop in there, and you can continue using your lightsaber. That's something I want to see. NeoPixel will of course be a massive contribution for this year and next year. That's going to be a big drive in terms of lightsaber developments of the blade and the effects, like flaming effects and whatnot. Trevor says, it's growing rapidly. I agree. Your product reviews do help this community, keeping all of us updated on the new upcoming products. Have you ever thought of doing your own builds? Yes. I have done a few stunt builds, but the problem for me is I don't have the tool sets and the proper tools. I don't have a proper soldering iron. I don't have the proper wires, etc., and all the shrinky tapes and all the other stuff I need. I don't have a stationary desk where I can just throw down my stuff, work on it, and don't have to clean up everything every single time, because I live in Hong Kong, so the housing is super small. So every time I snip some wires and I have this little pieces of metal on the ground, I need to directly clean it up, because people will walk in it and oh, it's on the same table we eat from. So when I'm moving back to Holland next year, the idea is for me to have like a little soldering station with a few drawers, or a closet type of thing with all the little shelves, pull-out shelf things, and then have all the little pieces in there, so I can actually start doing it myself. Now I don't have the intention to do a custom lightsaber installation for other people, because I don't want to take the reliability. I don't think the money is worth the liability. So maybe doing free installs or free repairs for people nearby. But then again, it's going to be a hassle. But so it's mainly for myself to enjoy it. Jeffrey says, yes, those chambers looks awesome. I haven't got one yet. I wish someone could make me a plug-and-play crystal chassis metal that can install easy, similar like the GSC Vector. Actually, that might be possible with the new Saberforce 2.0 ASP parts, because now they have ASP crystal chambers. So that will be very well possible going forward with Saberforce ASP parts. That being, I think we all can agree we want to be pleased. When you hold a lightsaber, it's cool, you can turn it on and off and it has light, but you also want to be able, I don't know, it's weird to say, you never saw it in the movies, but when you have a piece of technology, you want to feel it as if it's like a technology. It's exquisite, it's something very high tech, it's very rare. You want to be able to open some things and you see the inner works, like it's mechanical. It's one piece. It's beautiful. I want that. It's like clockwork. That's what I want to see more in my lightsabers going forward. But then again, they're going to drive up the price, of course. Bubble wrap. Yes. Bubble wrap. Not Ryan, do you have a pet or have you ever had one? And if no, then will you get one? Oh, actually, I did have pets when I was very young. I grew up with two dogs. So as soon as I was a baby, we had two dogs. They got, I think, respectively around 15 to 16 years old. And then, of course, now they're in pet heaven. I got a cat who's also now in cat heaven. He also got around 15 to 16 years old. Then after that, I had I had multiple dogs. One here in Hong Kong, but we had to unfortunately put it away when we got the baby, because our house was a single room. It was like a dorm room. So it was like one living room with the kitchen in it and the toilet and the shower, and we couldn't have the dog and the baby, unfortunately. So when we go back to Holland, we will have pets again. We will have cat. Now we have some fish and we have a turtle, because Chinese people like the fact they like turtles because it's good luck. I don't know. Let's see. GTR says, yeah, it's tough having a work area. I work wherever I can. Also, soldering at the kitchen table sucks. Yeah, and the thing is also, like, I don't have the proper tool sets now. I have like a $5 soldering iron. I had two. One was 30 watts and one was 60 watts. The 60 watts was super too hot. It dripped the soldering iron everywhere. The soldering was like all over the place. It was too hot. The 30 watts was a bit better, but the tip was like still very thick, so you cannot do like very nice, precise like soldering points. And I also noticed I have a very you guys maybe seen it during the live gaming streams. My patience is very limited. If something takes more than 1 minute, I'm already fudge this, forget it, I'm not gonna do it. Like, or try to solder something and I get nervous, and it's more for the steady hands people. So you need to be relaxed, you need to feel good, and then you can do it much better. But I don't have patience for it at the moment. Everyone next said, hey, good morning. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, it's good evening now. It's 12 p.m. in the evening. Oh, 11:56 to be precise, if my clock is correct. So it's almost 12 o'clock in the evening. Yeah, GTR, yeah, I got helper hands as well. But I was like, okay, I put two wires with the helper hands. And then I get the soldering iron one end. And then I try to put the two wires in the helper hands together so I can bridge them and solder them, and I'm like, I still couldn't. I just don't have the motoric skill sets to do it. I mess it up. One thing I find the hardest thing about soldering the lightsaber is soldering the LED pads to get a little rice bead of soldering onto the LED pad, the pads where you put the wires on. Oh my god, that's so difficult. I don't know why. It's retarded difficult for me. I get big blobs of soldering on top of it. It's like an Hershey chocolate, basically, like those Hershey chocolates. Like, it's fat on the bottom and then it has like this point. I can't get it nice, because it doesn't stick for a long time. It looks like it doesn't want to stick at all. And then it becomes one big blob, and then I can remove the blob. And then I need to put at least 6 wires before flashing clash and whatnot. And I tried the bridging them with a very small piece between two pads. And it's like tiny soldering. Oh my god, I can't do it. My god. Aramex said, how many Vader's Fold sabers do you have? Well, I think we have to speak about past tense in this case with Vader's Fold, because I've owned, I think 7 or 8, maybe 9 Vader's Fold lightsabers. I don't own them anymore because I sold them off till I could fund other lightsabers, because honestly, guys, I really can't afford to keep more than 2-3 lightsabers that are more than $500 US. I just can't. I can't justify it to my wife, to my family. I can't justify it for myself. It's just having 3 shelf queens for over $500 US. is a very hard justification for me. I just can't do it financially. So I do the reviews, I enjoy them for a time, and then sell them off, and then I get another one. But I have to say, the Vetusfold sabers are fantastic. I really love them. Some of the sabers from Vetusfold, I do have to admit, the OD, the thickness of the hills, are a bit too thin for me. I like my lightsaber thickness more on the Saberforge apprentice line. It's 135 inch, if I say that, 135 inch. I sorry, my English pronunciation is not very good for the English for inches. The thickness, basically the thickness of any apprentice hills from Saberforge. That is the thickness I like. It just feels a bit beefier in the hand. It feels, for my hands, it feels more comfortable. The Vetusfold hilts are fantastic hilts, high in quality, but they feel too thin in my hands. They're like holding the blade instead of holding a hilt, and that is something I sometimes not find the most preferable way in a hilt. They're very concedable, they're lightweight, fantastic hilts, don't get me wrong. It's just the thickness that plays a good role for me. Yeah, I know, Paul, it needs to be a certain temperature to stick to the LED star, but I can't control the temperature with like those $5 soldering irons, because it's either 60 watt boom or it's 30 watts meh. It's like there's nothing in between with those two soldering irons. Like they're so shit. But in Holland, I want to buy like a $30, $40 soldering iron with some adjustable knobs for temperature or wattage, and just some good stuff. Yeah, I ruined two $20 tri-crease. I might have accidentally hit the soldering iron to one of those rubbery or plasticky lenses that are on top of those LEDs. So squirt them a bit. And trying to desolder and resolder the soldering beads on the pads, or the connector pads on the LED units, getting all brown scorch marks on them. It's just super difficult for me. I don't have the patience for that. Aeronex says, I see. What's the lead time of all of your Vetusfold sabers? Considerably around 4 to 5 months. Yeah, that's the average. You can expect that. But I have to say, when I joined the hobby, it was just before the Force Awakens release. So I made the YouTube channel November 2015. So that's a good indication to say I started the hobby then. And that was the prime time. That was when lightsaber craze was the highest. We're not gonna see that for another maybe few years. That was like peak height, crazy. That's why you can see the YouTubers that are now so big, such as Shamim. During that time, they actually were already in the hobby and making videos, and they got like millions of views on their videos, like Shamim that, because that was the peak of lightsaber / Star Wars fandom. It was like boom, super high, and that's why I waited for more than 10 months for my Vetusfolds, if not more. GTR says, I'm lightsaber port 2, sticking with ultra sabers for now. Oh, that's still a good choice. Geoffrey Bird says, question, my son Corbin wants to know if there's some sort of a feature you don't like about certain designs, bunny ears, long heels, crossguards. I don't, yeah, that's a good question. I personally am not a big fan of long hilts. If they're longer than 12 inches, I feel them becoming too unwieldy for me, because I'm in centimeters, I'm 176 centimeters, so 176, and because of my body length ratio, when the hilt is longer than 12 inch, I just don't feel comfortable holding it. It just becomes too much of a rod, like a rod. It's good for dueling though. That is what you want for dueling, but for just lightsaber collecting, etc., my preferred length is around 10.5 inches. And for a lot of people that's a bit short, I understand. It's more like a 1/2 hander. That is just my preference. But then again, I'm the same guy that like 26-inch Shoto blades over the regular 32 to 37-inch blades which most people use. I just like the balance of the lightsaber like that. Captain Bob, G-Term. I have ordered a Shoto Hold from Saberforge. Waiting for it, but looks awesome. G-Term. Okay. A Shoto Hold. Which Shoto did you order? Shoto Hold. Sorry, I don't know which one that is. Aeronex said, okay, thanks for answering. I'm going to order one in the next few days. So I'm hoping that the lead time is only 4 or 5 months, but at least we'll have Electrum Saber's Remnant to play for now. Oh, that's cool. Which saber are you going to order from Vader's Vault? I'm still eyeballing a few of them. I just financially, I'm deflated at the moment. As I still have 9 Saberforge coming, 9 Saberforge reviews coming up this coming few months. So don't worry, I spent all my pennies in those lightsabers. So those come up every month. We have at least one lightsaber review the coming year. So and there's another 7 coming on their way from Saberforge, so I will review those as well. But I really want to get some other Vader's Vault lightsabers as well. I might hold off and wait for the revised Vader's Vault Hero, the new hero. I don't think they're gonna do another collaboration with Evolution Arms with Alex anymore. I felt like their relationship was good, but at the same time was also a bit cooled. They had like a sort of conflict. I don't know what's going on there. Not so very serious, but I felt like they both wanted to part their own ways. So I think the new Vader's Vault hero might not be from Evolution Arms anymore. But they bought the rights for the design, etc. So the Vader's Vault gonna treat them and then outsource it to somebody that's gonna make the hilts somewhere in the US by a CNC milling shop in there in the US. Captain Bob says, what would you say the lead time for Saberforce? 3 to 4 months. 3 to 4 months from the main site. Less than 2 months from Etsy, and that's where I got this lightsaber from. Woo! Woo! The video will be up in 3 hours, guys. The unboxing video. Check that out first. Yep. Yes, GTR adds 4 centimeters for hair. Grand Smoking Yoda said, agree, I like shorter lightsabers too. Yeah, there's this, the thing is, the shorter lightsaber, because the weight is more in the back, and then you have like a 26 to 20, well, let's say 26 to 30 inch blade length that's counterweight the lightsaber, depending what type of blade you choose. Heavy graded, thick wall or thin wall blades is really gonna make a difference in terms of how the balance feels in the lightsaber, especially if you have, for example, a core band hilt, and then you have to think about either the Graflax or the the Obi-Wan version, the Obi-Wan lightsaber. Those are super heavy lightsabers. You want to have some counterweight, but then again, the blade socket isn't very deep, so if you have a very long blade to counterweight the heavy hilt, it's also gonna feel super wobbly because of the blade depth. There's so many aspects to lightsabers that really can break or make your experience with a lightsaber. The blade depth is one of those things as well. Like, I personally don't like lightsabers that have a blade depth of 1/2 inch or more shallow. It's just not deep enough. Oh, that sounds so bad, but so wrong. But it's really, it's not deep enough to put the lightsaber blade in there securely. I need at least 2 inch. Aeromax a Revenant. Oh, the Revenant lead, awesome. Revenant, that is still to this day one of my favorite Vader's Vault lightsabers. The hilt design, the balance, the mini tsuba, it's super loud. I easily put it above of most of my Vader's Vault lightsabers that I've owned so far. It's a really great piece. I really like it. Good choice. Captain Bob said, I got the Shoto Sentinel. Oh, awesome. No worries, no worries, no worries. I have the same with autocorrect. I hate it. So I have to drink a bit, dry mouth. Sentinel is a really cool lightsaber. It's one of those lightsabers that I never reviewed in that configuration as well, with the leather wrap. Hope to get my hands on one day. Um, Jeffrey's asking question, if you would, sorry, I keep touching my hair, I don't know why, it's like a tick or something, like, oh, I need to touch my hair. If you could have if you could have own one lightsaber for the rest of your life, what brand, model and setup? Only one. I think I think it would be my Solos Hold Blind Knight, but I'm not the biggest fan of the 3D chassis by God 3D Design. The hilt is designed specifically for that chassis, so it's just a hollow lightsaber where you shove the electronic chassis. Well, you shove the chassis in there, which house the LED, the soundboard, etc. I'm just not super fond of that system. It feels like you're shoving a flashlight into a hilt. I don't know why. Sorry, guys. I'm now so sold on that crystal review chambering thing. I need to have that on my ultimate lightsaber. So probably I can't choose the Solos Hold, although I really want to, but I can't have that twist lock kind of crystal review chamber thing. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think I know which one I really want, but I know I can never afford it because I don't have the money for it. But I really like the Ventress lightsabers that Solos Hold making, and they did a new batch, and they were like $2,000 for each empty hilt, which is I never be able to pay for that. I just don't have that. That's way out of my reach. But I love Ventress as a character, and I love her lightsabers being curved and the way they look. They look very techy and squared, and I love that. She's hot. She's hot as hell. Ventress is super hot. I don't know why. A bald woman, a gray color. She's just, there's something about her. Oh, I love it. She's super hot. Anyway, yeah, a lot of you guys will probably use to say Starkiller. Starkiller, I can totally understand it. It's a beautiful lightsaber design. What I like about Ventress, her lightsabers, is that they are curved. So they actually curve around your hips. You can put them on the back of your hips, and then they curve around to the sides of your thighs. And I think that's the perfect way to actually carry your lightsabers. So you also can connect them and make a staff out of it. Although it's a bit of a weird staff, but I think maybe because it's curved, you can really make good turns with them. I think it's just a fantastic lightsaber design. Maybe I should look into the cast version of that lightsaber, because I think Watto's custom lightsabers make Ventress lightsabers as well, and really affordable, but I didn't see any news for a long time about them. So maybe I should check them out if he's still making them, because I really want to have them. I think those will be my ultimate lightsabers. Yeah. And you guys, what would it be for you guys? That's awesome that you got the Starkiller. Gorgeous lightsaber. Yep, absolutely. It's a really gorgeous lightsaber. It's a really good contender though for the question you asked. No questions asked. This is a really good saber force piece. I'm not joking. I'm not sponsored to say this. You guys know that. I did a lot of shitting on saber force, but this saber, it's really nice. It feels good. The quality is there. The quality is there. This feels like almost like this is not Saber Force. This is from a higher quality brand, something from Saber Trio or Electrum Saberscraft. It does feel like, is this really from Saber Force? It's interesting. Paul, you can say, it says you can build a crystal chamber with a PCV pipe. Yes, I know, Paul, but Paul, what I want for my ultimate lightsaber is something like rose sabers, like this insane detailed piping and brass details and little watch rats and rotary stuff. That's what I want. That is my ultimate lightsaber, something that looks like an actual lightsaber from the inside and outside. Hey George, how you doing? Captain is asking, what are your view on stunt sabers versus sound sabers? Stunt sabers are the only option for me. If I want to do spinning or dueling, I would never choose something with a soundboard. It can be done, but why would I go dueling or spinning and increase the risk that something breaks that cause malfunction, versus keeping it much simpler and it's just bright, it's either on or off. And we all started with stunt sabers and it's perfectly fine. If I had to go back to only one lightsaber and it was a stunt saber, I had no troubles with it. I will still be fully immersed with it, because it's just the fantasy that's gonna prevail. But I feel like stunt sabers have their very specific strong position in this hobby, why you should purchase them. And they're not because they're cheaper. Well, they're cheaper often, but they're perfect for a lot of different usages. Not to say that a lot of saber companies build high-end durable lightsabers with soundboards. I just feel like, why would I buy a lightsaber that's $300 and if it dings on the ground, versus a lightsaber that costs maybe half the money? Aaron next says, that's a tough question. I've been planning on getting a lightsaber for a while and I've only just gotten my first one. I think about getting my second, so I think I'm too new in the hobby to answer. Yeah, that might be, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be something you have to purchase. It's just something that in your mind would be the ultimate lightsaber. Because my ultimate lightsaber, as I said, the lightsaber, sure, I already forgot her name. I completely forgot my darling's name. Ventress. Those Ventress sabers, I will never own them, probably because I can't pay for them. I can't pay that kind of money. But it's a fantasy. But those will be my ultimate lightsaber. Yeah. Will you buy a Saber Force Adamant? I think about picking one up by Waniloy. Sorry, I always mispronounce your name. I'm gonna learn it. Waniloy 9. Waniloy. So it's really hard for me to say. Waniloy. Actually, regarding the Saber Force Adamant, I already got one. I already did a review about it, and it will be uploaded. Or it has been uploaded, but it's scheduled, so it will come out somewhere, and the review will come. And I can already say, go for it. That's a really freaking awesome lightsaber. That's a really, really good apprentice hilt from Saber Force, no joke. That thing feels high quality as well. Like, damn, that's a good lightsaber. Yeah, that's all I can say for now. Jeffrey says, thanks for all the great answers. Got to go. Keep up the great videos. Thank you very much. No worries. Go ahead. No worries, no worries. Polly's words. What does it mean? Waniloy. Waniloy 9. Waniloy. I want to know what it means. Is that a name, or is that like a mixture of names? Waniloy. 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 You see, I get better at it. Waniloy. I think I say it like this. Probably I say like some sort of Polish swear word now the whole time. What's up with the Hong Kong vlog? Yep, those come up as well. I actually, again, it was raining outside today. We had my mother-in-law was in the house as well all day. So I thought this is a perfect opportunity to go outside, shoot some nice cool stuff here in Hong Kong. But then it was raining, god damn it. My camera is not rainproof, so again, it's a raining season here in Hong Kong, so that means a couple of months a year we have this rainy season where you also have typhoons and whatnot. Luckily, so far no typhoons, but they might still come within this month. I mean in July. Hopefully not though, but you never know. Captain Bob says, my dream saber will be a mix between the Brute Guard saber and Sentinel saber. Amazing defense and look that way. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, I can see that. I also saw some pictures where they have like gauntlet lightsabers, like not like a lightsaber that's completely fixed to a gauntlet, but I like the idea. Well, that's actually a pretty cool idea. Like, yeah, if you could do that, that was pretty cool. But if it's like your gauntlet was the locking system for your lightsaber, so you put your lightsaber, click it on there, and then when you need to take it off, you pull it off, and you have the lightsaber. I would think if I would carry my lightsaber, that's why I'm so keen on Ventress lightsabers, because I think that's the perfect way to actually carry lightsabers. Because just imagine sitting in a spaceport or on your spaceship, and you're walking around all day with a lightsaber hanging off your belt. That's super annoying. If you try ever to do open carry outside, you know that if you use a D-ring, that lightsaber will bounce into everything, like in your balls, everything. It's so annoying. So I would be either have it holstered on my upper leg, like some sort of leather holster on my upper leg. Like sometimes you see those squad guys having a pistol holstered on their upper leg, instead of on the hip area or something like that. Something that does not obstruct from doing anything. You can just sit in your spaceship or something, or you can just go to a spaceport and you want to sit down and it's just not poking in your back. Because I thought that initially with Kanan Jarrus lightsaber, pretty cool, put it on your back. Well, I can tell you that will be so painful if you're gonna sit and have the lightsaber directly on your upper back. But okay, oh, it means vanilla. Okay, cool. So if I say vanilloy, yeah, vanilloy. So you say that, vanilla World of Warcraft. Anyway, George asking, what is your favorite all-time action figure? My all-time favorite action figure, actually, I can't get it now, but it's the Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker from the vintage Star Wars line. The all-black figure with the brown cape and the green lightsaber, my favorite all-time. I think I said that before in my last stream. I just ordered 11 more from them, from some sort of Facebook group where they sell like vintage Star Wars figures. I bought a whole lot of them. 5 of them will come with the cape, the brown cape, and 5 of them are just without the cape and without the lightsaber. And I got 1 or 2 more in the big box here. And I think that's my ultimate collector's piece. As an action figure in general, I really love it. Another one that is my all-time favorite one, and that is the Transformers Headmasters. What's that? The blue airplane. Let me Google it really quick. Transformers Headmasters. Okay. Headmasters. What's the name of this guy? Headmasters blue plane. Maybe you guys know that. Transformers Headmasters. I love the original Transformers Headmasters. I'm super into those. I own a Chrome Dome. I got the on when I was a kid. I had to like remove those things in your throat. I don't know how to call that. That operation, and I got that from my mom. And actually, she asked me to in a toy store. I still remember. I was like tonsils, yeah. So I was like 5 years old, 6 years old, and I still vividly remember it. My mom asked to choose between 2 Transformers, and there has this plane and Chrome Dome, the brown Transformer. And I said, I want to have the plane. My mom said, no, 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 just take this car. Till this date, I'm still like, God damn it, I want to have that plane. So one day I will buy a second-hand one, an old vintage one, hopefully mint in the box, and then just play with it. What's it? Headmaster's names. I think this is the name. Brainstorm. Brainstorm. Here we go. That's the one. Brainstorm. Yep. Yep, that's the one. That is the one. I'm looking at the picture now. I still think the design is awesome. I want to have that. One day I will buy one. Thank you, thank you. This is a mechanical keyboard. You don't want to look at the nastiness between the keys because my son eats and plays here. So my wife recently tried to clean it and she found like a kg of food stains and disgusting stuff in there. But the mechanical keys are super nice. They really feel nice to the hands. J Bud says it would be cool if you use a high-powered magnet to carry a lightsaber on your leg, like a holster with no slots. Oh yeah, that would be cool, because then it would be more like what we see in the Star Wars movies, and especially the animated series, where they just seemingly carry the lightsaber floating on their belt. That would be perfect. I also like the new lock system from the Big Boy lightsabers. What's the name? The guys in Turkey. They make the Big Boy. It's like an oversized thin neck lightsaber. Looks really cool with a cool control box. And they make this new locking system with it's like an iris system. Shamim did a video about it. That looks pretty cool. GTR gave all my figures to my son after the Phantom Menace came out, and now they're all hurried in the backyard. They're all buried. Actually, that's one thing I want to get into. So I will be showing a lot more collecting of vintage Star Wars figures from 1977, 1985, and was that 1986? I forgot. Either way, all the original Star Wars figures, but also I'm a big sucker for the Phantom Menace. And every time I look at the Phantom Menace action figures, they're really cheap. People selling them for super cheap. So I think about starting my own Phantom Menace collection and getting all the figures from that line. Because I love the toys from that time area. Because I was really into Star Wars around that time. Like really into Star Wars. I was collecting all the Power of the Force figures because that was all we had, and then we suddenly got all the Phantom Menace figures, which were way more articulated, and it looks fantastic with the com chip thing. Until this date, I think they look fantastic. So I really want to get all of them, the pod racers and the Naboo fighter and all that stuff. I want to get them all. And they're cheap, as I said, so I'm probably gonna scrap up a whole bunch of them. George says, I have a mechanical keyboard too. It makes typing so entertaining. Yeah, right? Like, it's really nice. Yeah, it feels like a typewriter. Yeah. That's exactly what it does. It's kind of annoying sometimes in the evening when people try to sleep, but overall, I think the experience is just better for the fingers. Aeromax says Star Wars Celebration is Chicago next year, and I live in Chicago. Needless to say, I already have my tickets. So excited! Awesome. If you want to make money, rent out one of your rooms, because all the hotels, etc., and all the crowd bed surfing things are all rented out. People are scrambling for hotel space, and they're paying top dollars for that. And now a lot of people in Chicago area are gonna cash in on that. That's the cool one, yeah. I love that Qui-Gon Jinn underwater craft. They had it in a toy figure, and they also have the grouper, the fish thing, in red color. I want to get all those characters, man. I just love the Phantom Menace. I'm a big sucker for the Phantom Menace. Darth Maul is the biggest contributor to that, of course. But the Phantom Menace is just... I can still watch it every time. I don't have any issues with Jar Jar Binks, honestly. It's just so cool. The pod racing, the opening scroll, with the way with the Neo-Gation ship going with those... I love that movie. Love it. Um, okay, we get some more questions. Aromax says, I already have my guest room rented out for the whole week. Ah, nice. So you earn back those tickets. Cool. Okay, support Trump, bro. He's our president, the last savior. Okay. Okay, yeah. I don't know about that. Dexter is cool. Don't bring politics here. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, Hans. We're not into politics here, but I can understand you like him. If you into him. Anyway, J Bot says when I was a kid, I had a Look action figure. Okay, with a card on the. I Look action figure with a card on the blister pack that say "Revenge of the Jedi." My dad said, "Keep it; it will be worth a lot of money." But I play with it anyway. Aww. Oh, yeah. It happens. I mean, thank you. See you, Hans. Take care. Yeah, I had that with one figure. One time I had one Star Wars figure, and that was actually General Grievous from the Star Wars Vintage Collection, which is not the original vintage Star Wars figures, but the Vintage Collection was a General Grievous, but it was before he got his mechanical suit, so it was like an alien guy in brown outfit with a removable mask. And I just ripped it out and just played with it and dumped it somewhere in my house and threw it away. But later on I saw they're worth like 100 to 200 US dollar now. Like, god dang it. And I had one, apparently. But everything from the Star Wars Vintage Collection line is crazy expensive. I think it's that line is from 2005 to 2007, something in that line, and people going nuts for that line. Shout out to my fellow TMP lovers. Woohoo! Awesome. Yeah, man. I just Anorex says Return of the Sith is my favorite prequel film, but I guess that's typical. No worries. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. I will make a video tomorrow about my some of my vintage collection I have. My figures all had 1977 stamped on their legs. Cool. Then you probably have like all the original figures like Luke Farm Boy, Darth Vader. What else we got in that line? We had a Stormtrooper. We had Han Solo. We had Princess Leia. No, I don't. Oh yeah, Princess Leia with the white uniform. I got all of those, but they're not in the best of shapes, and they don't look like withstand time so good. But I have them, but it's fine. Yeah, there's something about so magical about the original Star Wars figures. They're very simplistic. I mean, they're 5 point of articulation. The body is glued together. The back end and the front end of the torso is just glued together, holding together all the limbs. Just amazing. There's just amazing little cheap figures. I like them. I love them. What's your favorite color for lightsaber blades? That's a good question. So I have two colors. After having played with so many lightsabers in different colors, I came to the conclusion that it's either deep red or cyan, which is like the light blue, the Luke Skywalker blue from A New Hope. Yeah, I think so. That's the color. It's like a icy blue. Those are my two favorite colors. If you ask me what's my least favorite colors, then it's probably purple. I just whenever I have a lightsaber with a purple LED, which I just got one from Saberforts, it's just my least favorite color. I just can't get used to it. There's something about it. Same like pink. Not because it's girly or something. It doesn't feel like a weapon that can melt through everything. Like with a red, it gives me the impression that it's super hot. So yeah, you can melt through every object you want. And then with blue, Yeah, sort of as well, but it's the original color of her lightsaber, so I just familiar with it. But purple, I can't get used to that color. Sorry, I don't know. A lot of people actually like purple, so no offense. Um, Guardian Blue is awesome too, and Red's cool. James says the Phantom Menace used a lot more practice sets than the other two. It feels so much real. Yeah, absolutely. Especially the scenes with the pod racing. That whole arena where Mankets and Naboo as well. And you can see it back. It looks fantastic till this date. I think that movie, The Phantom Menace, holds best up from all the three movies. Sorry to say, the Clone Wars did hold up the worst. There was too much green screen. If you look now to the clone troopers, oh my god. But I actually have a good feeling about both the Clone Wars and the Revenge of the Sith, because they kept all the footage where the actors were doing their acting in front of the green screens or the blue screens. That footage is still exist in their original format, so they actually can do new updated special effects versions, so they can swipe out all the effects and completely rebuild that in new computer animations while using the original taped character acting. I think they will do that at some point, so the revisions of the movies will look fantastic. Probably at some point it will happen. Whoa, that's so cool. Yeah, you told me last time, Jeter. I'm so envy, yo. The first time I saw Star Wars was in 1997 when they had the special release, the special edition release. I think it was 1997. Yeah, it must be. And that was 1997, and then in 1999 we had the Phantom Menace. So in that whole time period, I was completely Star Wars nutcase. Lol, your least favorite color is my favorite by Captain Bob. I'm sorry, dude. Well, that's fine. We all have different colors. Jake the Snake says, will you do a tutorial on how to install plug and play Saberforce kit in empty hilts? Yes, I did. I already did. And every lightsaber video that I'm reviewing going forward will have that. Not this lightsaber here though. The Saberforce Unleashed. All other videos will have that. Blue is like pure electricity. Yeah, that's true. It's just a beautiful color. The cyan blue color, every time I ignite it with a lightsaber, for example my saber trio, it just looks gorgeous. It looks beautiful. It's just a beautiful blue color. Makes me happy. And it's bright as freak. Jello says, just wanted to say thank you for the awesome community we get to be part of. No worries. It's not me, right, guys? We making this together. Especially with the Lightsabers Club, we doing this together. It's us. It's not me. It's us. That's it. But thank you very much, though. James says Naboo was all practical, filmed in Naples. Yes, I want to go there. Seriously, I want to go there, and at least in my life be physically at a set where a Star Wars film was taped. I want to experience that, and it looks beautiful. That the way they portrayed Naboo, beautiful. No, we're not old. We never get old. George says, I don't think that they will do that with the prequels because only prequel fans will care for it and not many of them. I think there's more of them than we think. I mean, that is a whole generation of Star Wars fans. But who knows? I mean, it's Disney, right? At some point when they stop making all these new movies, they're gonna milk out existing movies. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Vanilla says, what do you think about Star Wars Legacy in Legends? In my opinion, it would be cool to see Lady Talon in the movie. Yeah, this is where I'm gonna be caught in the lie, because I just don't know much about the whole Legacy stuff. And with these kind of lore videos that I'm start to make now, I'm actually being able to learn more about it. Like for example with Darth Maul, I didn't know how he got his lightsaber. I had to learn it, read up on it, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, actually. I didn't know he was using a tin neck lightsaber. That's maybe also worth to make a video about, because Darth Maul was using a lightsaber that looked like something that was used by Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi. So that was pretty interesting. Eric next says, Skellig Michael from The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi looks like a cool Star Wars oh my god, I'm gonna say this word. Pilgrimage. Pilgrimage. Yes, I do agree. It's actually, I think they have entire tours dedicated to it nowadays. Question by Nicholas. Question, will I ever forgive you for selling the heretic? I don't think so. I think you will never forget me for that. But you can try. Joy says, Disney keep acting like the prequels never happened. Yeah, I agree. There must be some more loves about the prequels. Well, at the Star Wars show on YouTube, they love Kidster from The Phantom Menace. Which I have to say, I said that before, but one of the presenters, Andy Gutierrez. Oh my God, she's gorgeous. She's that's why I'll watch the Star Wars show on YouTube, because Andy is in there. She's amazing. Whew, she's something. J-Dub says, I'm 43 and the lightsaber bug hit me hard this year. Nice. Yeah, that's so cool, right? It's just the epiphany of a Star Wars fandom embodied in a physical object where you can play with. Having the vintage Star Wars toys are cool to put on your shelves and look at it. But having a lightsaber you can turn on, you have light, sound and all that stuff, that is the next level. That really is Star Wars. So awesome. I love it. Totally on board with you. But yeah. I like it. I like it. I like it. Nicholas says, nah. Yeah, I would love to travel to Naboo, George. Actually, talking about Naboo, I'm once I started playing Battlefront 2 again a bit, I really want to play a lot more. But every time I try to play it, I can't play it because nobody plays on the servers that I try to join. It really sucks because I really want to play the game now, but I physically can't do it. It's kind of suck. Anyway, Aeronax says it's easy getting sucked into this hobby. Yeah, I thought as well. I thought like, okay, I'm gonna get these 2 blade builder sabers. That was my first video, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna order a Saberforge saber. I want to have 1 Saberforge saber with sound. That's it. Just the Saberforge Acolyte with a Saber Core 2.0 Crimson soundboards. Or that was that Viridian soundboards. Horrible soundboard, by the way. But yeah, little did I know that... yeah, I'm still here. Yes, I did. Unfortunately, I sold my Vader's Vault Hero because I needed to buy the camera that I have now. Although I really regret selling it, I'm super happy with this camera because it really opens a lot more opportunities for me to make much better quality videos, which I can't. For example, I'm using my iPhone now, 720p. It's just lacking everything, this camera, and the new camera is just absolutely fantastic. I love it. Yeah, so that's the Saber Core 2.0 soundboards, the old soundboard. That was just crap. The Viridian sound font was disgusting, so bad. I'm sorry, that's my personal opinion. So bad, that sound font. I still have nightmares about it. Every time I hear it on a YouTube video, I think, oh my god, it's the Viridian sound font. Horrible sound font. Cat and Bob said, "What is your view on Disney's announcing that they won't be doing any more Star Wars story style films?" Ah, it sucks. It's just disgusting. I don't want to point fingers, but it's just disgusting that that happened. I mean, it was the best thing out of this whole new Disney Star Wars thing. There were the Star Wars stories, Rogue One, Solo Star Wars story. I love it, and now I'm really bummed out with that. I mean, that was probably gonna be the bread and butter of Star Wars to glue everything together. But people are nowadays so toxic on the internet. It's so bad. It's really so bad, and that's why. With, for example, the lightsaber club, we have a little bit of harsh rules, but because of that, we need to have harsh rules to keep everybody safe and happy, because everybody's so easy tainted with this toxic thinking way, including myself. It just gets into your soul, and you become the very person you don't want to be, or didn't born to be. It's just horrible at the moment. Everything on the internet is just landmines everywhere. Anyway, it's a rumor. It's a rumor. Yes, it's true, but I wouldn't be surprised if it really is going to happen, because people are boycotting it physically, and that's gonna really hamper Disney to invest money in these kind of movies, because then they say, "Oh, fudge it, the fans are boycotting it. We're not going to spend money because we're going to keep losing money on it." It's just a business decision then. George says Disney came out and say they were still making those Star Wars movies. Okay. Well, if they're still making it and they just want to make a statement like, "Hey, toxic fandom, you just have to suck it up. We're still gonna make the movies regardless what you say. We're just gonna focus on our own thing." La 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 la. I'm all for that, because I love the story movies. I think the more and the better. I want to have every movie. I want a Gong the Droid movie. I want a Jabba the Hutt movie. I want to have Boba Fett the movie, Obi-Wan the movie, HK-47 movie, or whatever. Everything. Do it. Dub says, "I think sabers will only get better in the future, so don't be sad when you have to sell one." That's true. I mean, it's a passage of a right, you know. You own something, and then you pass it on somebody else who owns it, and you might keep it, or they do the same. It's just going around. There will be always, it will always find a person that where it will stay, and it will become part of their all-time favorite collectibles. It allows me also to explore different lightsabers, because I really don't feel the need to have more than 5 lightsabers on my shelves at all times, especially if they're over $300 or $500. Definitely not more than 3 max. That's it. That's just financially the max for me. I also try to stay sane in this hobby. Anyway, James says, "I have a Evolution Arms Hero in order. At 18 weeks there will be some news coming regarding the model." Ooh, nice, sweet. Yeah, because he's also tinkering on his model, and he is the one that made the hero, and I really love the design. He does a really good job from a technical engineering standpoint that made the Evolution Arms / Vader's Vault hero one of the very best lightsabers out there. It's just a fantastic hilt. Once you have ever touched one, you will know what I mean. It's just perfection. It's really good. Aeronax says, "When The Last Jedi came out, I believe it was a great film. In retrospective, when thinking about the movie, I cringe. I enjoyed The Force Awakens a lot. Not too happy with The Last Jedi. Hopefully episode 9 is great." Yeah, I have the same. The Last Jedi. Ooh, it's a tough pill to swallow. It's just, I don't know. What I did is I shelved it. I put it in the refrigerator, and maybe after a year or two, I just maybe take a look at it again. Um, the Force Awakens, I don't have that issue so much. Although I'm not really into watching it. Like, I'm not like, let's go watch some Force Awakens. Yeah, no, I never have that feeling, because I'm more like, yeah, let's watch Solo story movie again for the 50th time, which I already did by now, because I like that movie so much. Or Rogue One, I watched that movie a lot of times. I still watch it. Actually, today I was watching The Empire Strikes Back, and often every week I always put a Star Wars movie on. So it's either the prequels or the original trilogy. But The Force Awakens, and in particular The Last Jedi, I hardly look at them. I don't know. I don't know. It will. It will come. It will come. It just needs time. It just needs time. It's fine. Oh, dude, come on with the Jar Jar movie. I'm all for it. Give me Jar Jar movie. Sure. Nicholas says we are having our first Comic Con in Lima this year, and Ray Parks is gonna be guest. Ooh, awesome. Well, you'll be super lucky if you can get an autograph from him. He's awesome. I heard he's a fantastic guy, and he actually, I think he was actually training at his garden in his house for that part for Darth Maul in Solo. So I definitely hope that there will be more about Darth Maul and that whole relationship with Kira. And I definitely think it will happen. I think Kira will have her own movie with Darth Maul, maybe, and some other character. Maybe it's gonna be in the Boba Fett movie or something. Aramex says it's sad that Solo's a flop by Star Wars standards. It was such a fun film. I'm not a Last Jedi hater, but I'm a bit disappointed with how they handled Luke. They kind of butchered him to the point where he didn't even feel like Luke when Hamill was on screen. Yeah, that's a good point. And recently there was an interview with Mark Hamill where he did like a psychological breakdown on his character. And what he said was that the idealistic himself, the young hero, the person that was striving for the stars and beyond, that person wasn't there anymore. Because if you reflect it to his real life, he's now much more older, much more adult. Your mind changes. You won't be the same person as 30 years ago. So when I look at myself, I think, yeah, that's kind of true. When I'm much younger, I had all these ideas and ideals, and over time you just get more of a realist, and you know that your goals and strives are not the same anymore, because you either already reached those, or you don't simply see the reasoning behind them anymore, because they're not sensical if you put your feet on the ground. And I think, looking at from that point, I thought, wow, that actually makes sense, that Luke isn't the idealist guy anymore, and it makes it more acceptable to me that he changed so much in this movie. Not because Ben was killing half his his school only and of Jedi's and went to the dark side and blah blah blah, and he went in hiding. No, also just he's just older. He's much wiser. He's not the rebel fighter anymore. He's not fighting against the Empire anymore. He's not the guerrilla anymore. He's now much older, and he's much wiser, and he's like, I don't care about this anymore, and it gives much more of a human aspect to him. And now I know that from Mark Hamill himself. There's an interview floating somewhere on YouTube, you can check it out. It makes much more sense to me, and then actually, because it's coming directly from Mark, out of his mouth, I'm like, yeah, damn, that gives a new, different perception about Luke for me. Something to look into and more, maybe, probably appreciate the changes much more. Um, but yeah, no. Also, but that was Mark initially. That's what Mark said initially. It wasn't the Luke he wanted to be. But I think himself was also still thinking about Luke always having to be that idealistic person, and it. I mean, to uphold that kind of heretic thinking, I don't think that's very realistic either. So I think what he later came to discovery himself, that it was so close to his own personal character, real life character from Mark Hamill, I thought, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. Um, McGregor to return, yeah. Hello there. That would be perfect, right? Oh my god. Yeah, I can't wait for that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Mark had to make up own. Mark had to make up his own backstory in his mind just to cope with the latter. It might be, yeah. It's true. Probably I'm just searching for something to make it to enjoy it. Not that it's not enjoyable, that it's like a painful watch. It's just to make the change on the relatable to me. Make like a lot of times, excuse me, when there's something happen in a Star Wars movie or any movie, it's like, oh, why did this happen? And then people are making up shit just to justify it to themselves. Like, oh, that's probably because this and this. We both know it's probably just a movie flaw, but we just try to justify it in the Star Wars universe. Oh, yeah, because he used the Force and then this happened. Yeah, right. But it's fine. It's fine. Panther say, I don't have a question, but just wanted to say something. So hi. No worries. Hi back. Aramex says, yeah, Hamill's just coping with The Last Jedi. Unfortunately, I hope making The Last Jedi hasn't ruined his personal relationship with Star Wars. I don't think so. He's in the Hall of Fame for the rest of his life and in beyond eternity. Mark Hamill's fine. I think everybody has to cope with the huge changes, and I still also don't agree with it. I'm completely behind you guys. I completely don't agree with that. But I also at the same time, I think, does everything always have to be exactly the same? Because if it just stands still, that's also not life, right? Our lives is going to from a start point to an end point, if we want it or not. It's gonna happen. And in between, everything changes. Everything changes. Everything is constantly completely different. And having that reflected in Star Wars also let us grow with Star Wars without it being just always as a consistent constant. But maybe that's what we really want. We grasping to that constant. We want it to always be the same because our lives are completely changing. We're getting older. We're getting closer to the end goal. And maybe that's why we were grabbing back to Star Wars, because we want it to be the same. So we have something to rely on, like we feel like safe, like our safe space. Maybe that's why we don't like to change. I don't know. That would be, for me personally, definitely be the case, because that is why I think personally I don't like to change so much. I want it to be the same because that is how I want it to be, because it's my safe space. James says, yeah, most of the issues I have with The Last Jedi revolve around Luke as well. It seems to be so with a lot of people. I like the movie, but the way they handled Luke is can't totally accept it. Nah, same. Yeah, that's true, Luke. George, I think it's just I like myself. A lot of people just can't let go of the past. Like, I'm more often stuck in the past and craving from stuff from the past I'm not willing to let it go. For me, letting things from the past go is sometimes really difficult, and just move on, because that is life. That's the essential of life. You can't keep just grabbing to the past, because life will go on regardless. You're gonna get against that wall at some point anyway. That's the end goal in life. Um, I think it's just the human factor of it. Some people are really easy to adapt that and keep walking and going forward, and some people just keep constantly looking back and grasping back, and it changes. It's like Thanos; it just vaporizes before you. um, People change, but it's a movie. It's fiction. They made him too human. He's a Jedi. Yeah, that's true too. That's one thing I don't like as well, is they take too much politics, real human life stuff into Star Wars with The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. They put too much of that stuff in there now. Or it's just I'm aware more about it than when I was it with the original trilogy. And especially with the prequels, a lot of politics in there that were all based on real life politics. So it's not like it was never in Star Wars. I probably never really were conscious about it, because I didn't was on an adult level there yet. Aeromax says, it's true, admittedly, my desire for Luke to be a Jedi Master Badass, to come back and fight the First Order, is probably coming from a selfish place. Yeah, I have the same. For me, when I was a kid, I always imagined that Luke, etc., they just wandered off in their own, and they would just live their lives. Live their lives. And like, in my mind, there was no consideration that they all ever got really old or died. That was never in my consideration. They just wander off and just have their happy lives after Return of the Jedi. That was it. That is how I imagined it. And I didn't want to think beyond that. It was just they reward their heroes. So yeah. Anyway, Aeromax said Kylo literally said in the film, "Let go of the past, kill it if you have to." Yeah, that's, if you look back at it, damn. That is actually so strong, right? That's a very strong thing. And you see it with Luke. No, he had to let go of the past. Luke had to let go of the things happened with Ben, etc. And he literally let him go, and he's gone now. So, if anything, if you read through the lines, it's actually not bad. It's just the acceptance from us, including me, it's not there yet. I'm not willing to accept it. It's like losing a real life person, the death, accepting their death, which is inevitable. Again, it's also fantasy at the same time. Do we see Mickey Mouse dying? No. Do we see Robin Hood? Well, maybe not a good example. Do we see Captain America dying? Oh wait, maybe not a good example. I think time changed, and yeah, I think heroes these days are not invulnerable anymore. The heroes of the 70s, 80s are not the same type of heroes anymore. It's much more humanized. There's much more human character to it. Lo, I have managed to break and fix a lightsaber in this video. Wow, nice, awesome. You can never recapitulate the feeling of the first time you watch Star Wars. No new movie can compete with the nostalgia from youth. Yeah, no, that's true as well. I tried to relive my youth with World of Warcraft. It's just not possible. Like, I'm playing it now on and off, and there's nothing left of it from what I had in my feelings. Like the entire gaming experience I had in the early 2000s is so vastly different from now. It's so streamlined now and so different. It's just not the same anymore. And that was like already 5 years in, where internet really became popular in Europe, like 1995, where people start to get like internet in their house. It wasn't really mainstream till I think up to 1997, where more people got like a personal computer and got an ASDL line. So early 2000 was still like, wow, playing online, Counter Strike and whatnot. Oh my god, I love that time frame. Anyway, I don't know. Did Captain America dies? I didn't watch the end of the thing yet, but I was that the Avengers. I still watching that last half of the movie. Well, I saw so many pictures and videos about people dying, and one of them was with Captain America. So I don't know if he's dead or not. Anyway, Anorak says, that's a good point, Rebelchumps. I suppose in all our heads these characters were immortal and after the Return of the Jedi because we never got official cinematic continuation of their stories. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anyway, it is what it is. WoW Classic though. Yep, I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for it. But yeah, knowingly Blizzard's gonna take maybe another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But I'm ready for it, and I have a private server client installed on my computer, so I can actually play Classic WoW whenever I want, which I will probably do at one point during live stream, because it's really fun. It's really fun. Iron Rose says, I wish I could remember my first Star Wars movie. I've literally been watching it since I was born. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, my first time I saw it, the movie was The Empire Strikes Back. I said that before. It was the scene where they had the hot battle. I think I was 8 years old or 9 years old, and I didn't understand what's going on, and I felt the movie was very morbid. It was a very dark war, because if you just take that out of its context and you just look at the hot battle itself, it's like, as a kid, it's like, wow, what is this kind of movie? They're killing people and dying. Like, I only saw the fight with the AT-ATs, that whole part, and then I was like, damn, I don't like this movie. But I remember that because the robot AT-ATs, that stuck in my mind from, I don't know, for the rest of the time till 1997 when I got reintroduced to Star Wars. Like, oh, wait a moment, that's from that movie, I still remember it. It was like 10 years later, so, but yeah, it's funny how that works. Oh, okay, Captain is alive. Sorry, I don't know. There's always somebody dying in those movies. Anyway, ooh, I just see that Neebs Gaming uploaded a new video, Ark Survival Evolved, Giga versus Giga. That's something I'm gonna watch later today. I just like Neebs Gaming. I don't know if you guys ever watch those guys, but I think they're pretty darn fun. A lot of kids don't like Star Wars this generation. Nah, even my son. I dragged him to The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Rogue One, and Solo. I believe I took him to all four, and every time it's like, can we go home now? Can we go home now? I need to go pee. It's probably his age. I took him like from a young age there. I think the first movie I took him in was with The Force Awakens. I think he was 5. Bad parenting, but anyway, yeah, I introduced him to movies, and that's cool too. George says my first Star Wars movie was Attack of the Clones. I watched it at my cousin's birthday party when I was a kid. Awesome. Yeah, Neeps. Funny, right? Iron Rose said, yeah, they're too interested for it. Yeah, this is a funny thing, is when I was kids, I think the internet messed things up so bad, because most of us watching now, we had the same. So when we were kids, we had Transformers, G.I. Joes, Turtles, all that stuff, and you just played at home, or you went to your friends or your classmates' home, and you just played together for an hour or 2 hours after school. You basically, your parents dumped them at their parents' house, and they do the vice versa, took turns. But as a kid, you have fun. I was more of I love playing by myself, so I spent many days playing by myself, like almost on an autistic level, just playing all by myself. I entertain myself non-stop. Even to this day, I can easily do without anybody and just entertain myself. There's always something in my mind I can entertain myself with. So that sometimes adds a little bit to some communication skill sets lack. But yeah, as a kid, I loved playing fantasy, Transformers, everything. I loved it. Hours on end, all day long. Never got bored. Always browsing the toy magazines. I want this, 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 this. Loved it. And then some more questions. Aaron Max says, I feel like the box office numbers, the toy sales, and Disney capitalization of franchises otherwise though. Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at Disney's what Hasbro being out, like with Solo, they only brought out like a few figures, a few action figures, and that's it. Like only a few figures. And also with The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, the amount of different toys for Star Wars figures and vehicles, it's very limited. It's really underwhelming. Like no big play sets, no multiple vehicles, just some shrinking down Millennium Falcon with only one figure fits the whole cockpit. Like, what is this crap? Bad stuff. Anyway, no worries, Paul. No worries. We're in together. A lot of kids love it, but I hear kids saying they don't like it. Yeah. Joe said, I also prefer playing with toys as a kid. Even the computer was starting to become popular at the time. Okay, cool. Yeah, same for me. The funny thing is, I got back in toy collecting when I was... I stopped when I was around 16 years old. And I went to high school because I got some friends over. And I had a whole collection of Star Wars figures. I had a whole bunch of them. And they came over and they said, what the fuck? Why you still have toys, man? You should throw them away. And said, oh yeah, I will throw them away. I'll try to be a cool kid. I'll get rid of them. And he said, okay, throw away then. Like, yeah, I will throw them away later. But in the end, I did get rid of all the toys and whatnot because I thought, yeah, nobody gonna like a nerd. Because back then, nerds were nerds. Like, you weren't actually outcast. Nobody liked nerds. It was not trendy. It was not cool to be a nerd. You were a straight up nerd. And nobody would care about you. So I got rid of it and I got into girls and all that stuff. High school and whatnot. So my nose is dripping. Give me 1 second. Oh, this is going to sound really bad, so I put the mic here. Sorry about that, it was really disgusting, but I had to do that. So yeah, I got rid of all my toys, but once I was around 18 or 19 years old, I saw like these Transformers toys in the toy stores, and I was like, I want to actually buy some again and just play with them. And then one day I just bought one and I put them on my desk and I was like playing a bit with it. And it was like, it's actually kind of cool. It was like in 2005. And then, yeah, it's like, nah, kind of cool. And then when I moved back to Hong Kong and I saw like adult collectors being much more accepted here. And that was before the real pop culture craze. Or maybe it was around the same time. It was early 2009, 2010. And I'm like, oh man, there's so many adult people here in Hong Kong just collecting toys. And I had some friends who were collecting some hot toys and whatnot. So, okay. So I bought some action figures and I put them on the shelves at my home. And like, wow, it's kind of cool. Around that time, I started watching some YouTube. I never really cared about YouTube. I never understood the concept of YouTube. I thought it's like a narcissistic system to promote yourself, which it is, of course. But anyway, I saw what was that? The Pop Culture Show, the Pop Culture Network show. That was like a little YouTube channel. Well, now they have 17,000 subscribers, but it's a relatively dead channel. But it was a YouTube channel with some interesting characters. So you have a guy called Dirt. You have Pixel Dan. Back then his name was still Dan. Pixel Dan is now a big toy review YouTuber, and he actually came from there. And around that time they had this YouTube channel, toy reviewing and stuff like that. And they had some other guys, and it was really interesting. I was completely into it. Like adult guys collecting toys, and they were straight up nerds, and I felt like home, and was like, fuck yeah, I love this. These are my people. I felt like, damn, I just give in again and start collecting. So not soon after I started collecting toys, and then up to the Force Awakens, I was just collecting toys for myself, different brands, just the Ninja Turtles and whatnot, some Star Wars figures, and then I thought like I want to have a movie prop. I want to have a lightsaber movie prop. I saw some videos or pictures or something somewhere, and they're like, well, let's try that, and then started rolling into the custom lightsaber stuff. But yeah. Anyway, too much crap about that. Let's see. The toy store fathers run the toy store section. Kid says he doesn't like it. I was sad for. Oh, yeah, you told me. Yeah, jeez, yeah, it sucks to hear, right? As a parent. J Dub says, I love the stream. Now I'm going to finish installing a chassis I printed from a Monarch. When I'm done, I post it on the lightsaber club for all babies. Awesome. Can't wait for that. Sweet. APCS, how you doing? Iron Rose says, I have some anime figurines, play airsoft, collect lightsabers. I think a lot of people would call me a door kid. Awesome. I also I played airsoft a lot. I said that before. I played it for over 5 years here in Hong Kong, and it's really awesome. It's really awesome. I tried many different airsoft replicas. I'm gonna be honest. I played airsoft in Holland, sub-air paintball, and that is my thing. I love the competitive element of sub-air paintball, albeit a very expensive hobby though. But yeah, it's illegal here in Hong Kong. Anime. If you like anime figures, oh man, there's so many shops here in Hong Kong. A lot of people in Hong Kong are big fans of Japanese toys. They're really into it. Aromax says, I want to say thank you for the quality content you post frequently, and thank you for streaming frequently as well. No worries, thank you. It's a bit tricky at the moment. I'm still adjusting to do the live streams every day. I missed one yesterday. I'm so sorry for that, for guys. But today's ones is fun. And I like doing it. I like talking with you guys and know what's up with you guys, what you're doing, etc. Like GTA says, I'm a closet nerd. GTA says, some of my friends don't understand my collecting lightsaber. Yeah, I understand that. Especially at certain ages, you don't per se want to be out and about. Say, hey, look at me, I'm collecting lightsabers. Because, yeah, that's not going to give you a boyfriend/girlfriend. Well, in some cases, nowadays, maybe yes, no problem. Because it's much more social accepted to actually collect things that are trendy, nerdy, crazy, geeky. It's people don't, well, it depends on the partner. It depends on the partner, and especially the woman can be quite. The woman, if you have a female partner, they can be quite tough on what you spend your money on, in certain cases. And if you're spending it on toys, they might not always accept that. Well, yeah. Anyway. It is what it is. I love to play Hong Kong. Oh yeah. Oh, it's cool in Hong Kong. It's like it's a very jungly, foresty environment. Super humid, so you have to dress in a certain way. That's why I like to dress up like a lighter. What I always did was bad to say, but I like the World War II reenactment. So I wore the Japanese World War II uniforms because they were perfect for this time at the weather environment. So there's like they're like thinner cotton clothes. They're simpler pants with some straps on the bottom, straps on the waist, and then you have like a vest with buttons, and then you just have like a white undershirt. It breathes pretty well. And then like an Ija cap, like Imperial Japanese Army cap and stuff like that. Some people didn't like that. I can totally understand that. Anyway. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I did make some lightsabers collection videos from time to time. We'll keep doing that. It's fun. But they always change. So what I have in my collection now might not be there in 1 or 2 months. I tried to pass them off if I'm combining with martial arts. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. And actually, that's a legit reasoning. Because nowadays there is a good few clubs out there that do martial arts, saber flow and all that kind of stuff. And it's pretty darn awesome. It's a full body workout. And yeah, it's definitely a sport on its own. PCS says, I'm ordered to say before it's the count a couple. Oh, cool. A couple of weeks ago, I'm hyped. Awesome. The count. Yeah, that's really cool. I also want to get the Saberforge count. I heard a lot of good stuff about their counts. And it looks pretty darn awesome. I have to admit that. It looks pretty darn awesome. I wasn't really into the prequel canon movie props. But they start to grow me. They definitely start to grow me. I think it just it needs to. You need to age. It's like a wine, and then you get more appreciation for it. And then I think these designs are actually pretty darn cool. So yeah, I hope to own one of those as well at some point or another point. Just especially, did you get it in a what kind of tier did you order it? Did you get a stunt setup or a warrior or a champion tier? I would never are able to part with any of my sabers ever. Yeah, you know, I say the same in the beginning, but then I'm also like, yeah, I want to have this lightsaber, I want to have that lightsaber, and I want to have this lightsaber. Ooh, new one. Ooh, I want this one too. And then you get something, and then you order it, you bought it, and then it's under your way. You wait 6 months, and then 6 months later, ooh, I want this one and I want that one. And it's this hobby is crazy. This hobby, you want everything in this hobby. At least I want. Ooh, champion tier, awesome. I wasn't fan of Kylo Ren's hilt, and it took me well to like it. Ah, yeah, that's the same. But Kylo Ren's is awesome now, right? Kylo Ren's lightsaber is badass. Iron Rose says, I felt the same way. I used to hate episode 1 and 2 Obi-Wan lightsaber. I just ordered it and saw Corbin's. Haha, that's how it goes. Yeah, it goes. The one lightsaber I still have a hard time with is the one you said. It's the Obi-Wan from episode 1. The Obi-Wan lightsaber, the OWK. I still have a hard time growing to it, but the Corbin one is the tin one, is the pretty one. I think I'm still in my mind to think too much about the Ultra Sabers version, which is like, it's just too big for me. Nothing against Ultra Sabers, by the way. Hi Data Slam, I'm sorry for the live stream earlier today. I found out what the power outage cost. My wife was brushing or drying her hair after a shower, as he plugged it in the wrong power socket and then locked something in the power circuitry thing that we have, and the computer, everything went off, boom, in one go. So it took a while before we got the power back. But he's asking, or any chance of you picking up a Genesis custom saber? Rob is the best sabersmith in the business, in my personal opinion. Yes, at some point. But again, at the moment, my funding has been completely deflated, so I have to wait a few months to get some funding again. But it doesn't affect any lightsaber reviews, because I already got many lightsabers in, which I already made the videos of. I just have them scheduled, and they will come up against a schedule every few weeks. We get this lightsabers video every few weeks. It's just that financially I don't have the funding at this point to buy something new, because the lightsaber that I have here next to me, that was actually funded by selling all their lightsabers, so I'm a little bit out of dough at the moment. Paul said, what happened to all the Saberforge big unboxing? They're still there. They're still there. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming. I already have done all the videos. They're coming. I want the Saberforge Fallen and the Crystal Redeemer. Oh yeah, man, I want those too. I also want the Saberforge Reborn. I think that is still a dope ass lightsaber design, which I also, by the way, really like. Maybe I pronounced it wrong. It's the Alter Sabers Raven, the one the black body and the long claws, the really long claws. I still love that lightsaber design. And now I understood that is actually Starkiller's Sith lightsaber. Had no idea. Had no idea. I just love the design. So yeah, at some point I like to have that one. But yeah, I mean, too much choices, no money. So oh well. Let me see. In 1/2 hour, the Auto Sabers. No, in 1/2 hours, the Saber Force Unleashed lightsaber review unboxing video will be up. So you guys, if you want to see that, you can see that. Yeah, the Raven. I mean it's interesting. Why is only Auto Sabers made the Raven? That's an interesting choice because it's a really cool lightsaber design. I don't understand it. It's a really... I loved long claws. They're long and thin. Nonsensical, not practical, but still cool. Oh well. Oh no! Ooh, this is a loaded question by Aeronax. He said, "Who, in your opinion, makes the best Starkiller hilts?" Well, I was speaking to Jeremy Jackson from Cloud's Derby Cloud Sabers. Cloud Derby City Sabers. Did I say that correct? Sorry if I butchered that. I'm gonna see if I can do a review. If I can. Maybe pick up one of his lightsabers and do a review on his Starkiller. I do like the JK Saber Starkiller. That looks pretty good. But I have so far only owned 2 Starkiller lightsabers. The Moonkiller from the Pack store. And now the Saber Force Unleashed. And I only have experience with 2 of those now. The Moonkiller is a little bit more loosely based. Well, they're both loosely based on this design. They're not really accurate. So if I want to have an accurate lightsaber, I probably have to look at more like custom saber smith, like JK sabers or Cloud City sabers, because they make it by hand. Versus the one from from the Pack store and Saber Force. Those are more like bigger quantity made lightsabers. The Vader's Vault, yes, but again, beautiful lightsabers from Vader's Vault, but in that case, nearly $3,000 US. That is beyond anything I ever am willing to spend on a lightsaber. Sorry, I can't afford that. I cannot justify it in one way or another. That is almost $3,000 US. I could buy an actual car from that and drive that car in a couple of years. I just can't justify that $3,000. So, yeah, that's for the base model, right? 2,600. That's the most basic version. Yeah, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, guys. It's Vader's Vault. But yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money. But that's what I saw at some point, and it made me worried at some point that all these custom lightsabers becoming more and more expensive, and like they becoming ridiculous out of league, like only for whales that have a lot of money, they're spending money around. Luckily, a lot of new saber companies toned that a bit down, the cost and the prices that some of the saber companies were putting. So I'm happy they have some resistance from other saber companies from their prices. But I mean, we're talking about so much money now, about just a movie prop hobby thing. Yeah, I know it's beautiful, it's art, but it's also super expensive. If you build a saber, will you ever do a video series following up its assembly? Yeah, I will definitely do that. Paul says they're going up and up. My KR hero is now up to 900 from 600 in 1 year. Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah, it's a limited quantities, which is a very smart marketing thing. It's a demand for certain lightsaber designs. There's still a lot of Corband's Graflex 2.1 kits floating around, which will at some point will all be dumped onto the market, because a lot of people will at some point maybe go out of the hobby. That's where we probably can see the good deals and the good prices. So hopefully that comes in a bit of time. So for second-hand buyers, it's gonna be a heaven on earth for a period, hopefully. But yeah, oh well. Yeah, I mean the Solos holds a Shoko Tano pairs less. Yeah, I see them. People are selling them, and I thought that it will go up in price, but the price is surprisingly not as expensive. I feel like some of those nice Solo hold hilts don't rise in value as much. I think as I would expect. Maybe I'm just wrong, but they didn't rise as much as I thought they would. PCS says, I saw your Saber Force Juggernaut. How do you like it? I think it's a good saber. I like it a lot. Yeah. It definitely had some issues, but it's overall quite nice saber. That's for sure. Guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream in a bit, because I'm gonna get my nose getting snotty running. I'm getting air conditioning on. It's blowing on me. It's now 1:30 a.m. in the morning, and I think we started this chat before 12 p.m. So I'm sitting here for the last 1/2 hour already, if not more. So I think we're gonna close the live stream in a bit, and then I'm gonna get some sleep. And then tomorrow we're gonna do some more videos. Yeah, cool. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. You're in New York, right? Because we're 12 hours difference exactly. New York. We're in Manhattan. We're in the Bronx. No worries. So yeah, guys, I gonna enter. By the way, PCS. Out of interest, you have a French flag. With that looks, is that the French resistance cross from World War II? It also looks a bit like an Orthodox cross that I see from Russian churches, but the cross looks a bit different. Data Slam, hit up my Toon Omni side next time you're on SWOTOR. No worries, no worries. We'll do. We're gonna play some more, definitely, for sure. GTR, you need some sleep. Yeah, I definitely gonna need some sleep. No worries. Iron Rose says 10:30 a.m. East Coast. Awesome. Nice, man. Is it 10:30 a.m. or p.m.? Nah, it must be a.m. You just woke up. Sweet. Well, go enjoy you guys' days. You have a good morning, Iron Rose. Get a nice breakfast or brunch by now. I'm gonna hit the bed, and I will be back tomorrow. Thanks everybody for watching, and I need to work on this snotty nose. Take care, guys. Have a good evening, good morning. Thanks for watching, anybody. Thanks for all the questions. See you next time. Bye bye. Oh yeah, I need to learn which button to push. Oh, it's on the phone. Ha! I need to push the phone button. Take care, guys. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. See you.